Welcome to Sippin with My Bitches with your hosts, Marissa and Nadia.
Welcome back, bitches.
We got an OG back.
I know. I'm so happy to be back. Even though I've been gone for a week, a bitch really missed y'all.
Oh shit, I missed you too. It was a really fun week with Brian, but I definitely needed my girl here.
Oh my gosh, Brian, you killed it. When you're watching this, listening to it, Brian, thank you so much for co-hosting. You did an excellent job, and you got not a 5, but a 6-star review from all the feedback, and they're like, dude, Brian is like the guy version of you. I'm like, absolutely. So you did that, boo. So on top of that, cheers to you.
Ching ching. Yeah, he did a really great job filling in for you. I wonder if I were to have an emergency come up, who would kind of take my position?
I would have to find like a Aressa-esque, like, because Brian's very much like me. He's very like no filter, straight to the point, no bullshit. I would have to find someone who's kind of like similar personality as you, because we're like a yin and yang, you know?
Right.
I don't know. That would be a good one. Let a bitch know just in case, let a bitch know. Slide into my DMs if you feel like you'd be qualified to take Arissa's place.
Yeah, because you never know like what might happen. So we need like someone on speed dial to fill in. Do people do speed dial anymore? I guess it's just favorites.
No, it's like, sorry, please call.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, on your iPhone, it has like the favorite, so you can like immediately go to that person.
I'm so bad with technology. You're asking the wrong person. I'm grandma.
True that. Well, Nadia, how was your week?
My week was very long. I was gone because I went to emergency funeral. My best friend, she's like a sister I never had. Her mom passed away due to cancer, so I had to do an emergency flight to Atlanta. And you're from ATL.
Yeah.
But long story short, yeah, so I had to fly out to a funeral, just to be there for my sister and just to say goodbye to her mom. And it was my first time in Atlanta, and it was, damn, bitch, it is green. I just got out the airport. I'm like, I love Atlanta. And my friend, Andrew, he was just laughing at me. He's like, dude, we just got out the airport. I'm like, there's so many trees. The grass is so green. It was raining. We had a tornado warning. But I'm so happy also to be back in California.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your friend. I know how hard that is to lose a parent. I lost my dad when I was really young.
Yeah.
So, and anyone that out there that has lost a parent in their lives, I understand how hard that is.
Yeah.
So you're a really awesome friend for flying out there to go see her. And yes, Atlanta is very green. You step off that airplane, it looks like you are in the middle of New Zealand or something.
It's beautiful.
It is. But what's not beautiful is when you do a road trip in Atlanta and you go to all the other states and it's just a 2-lane highway of those trees. It gets very boring.
Oh, interesting. I'm not a very much of a...
Is DC not green?
It is. Virginia is definitely green, but like maybe because it's a new state for me, everything is like new, so it's like really fun.
Yeah, I've never been to DC.
We need to make like a DC trip.
Yeah,
Let
do
us
people
know.
go to DC though?
Yeah.
Like if they're like, I feel like going on a vacation, I'm going to go to Washington,
We're
DC.
like the state capital. You have to come see the monument. You have to
True.
see the pencil.
Yeah.
You got to see Abe.
Yeah. Well, obviously like the statues and stuff like that. But I meant like
all the museums.
Okay.
But okay, those of you guys who haven't been to DC.
That's like a school trip. That's not a vacation.
That's true, but DC, we got turn up, we got down. Like,
okay.
yeah, we got down.
All right, I trust you.
But also, I would highly recommend going when it's cherry blossom season. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I love cherry blossom season in Japan, too. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Also, one more thing on the note, like, I want to share with, everyone who's listening to, like, I totally understand what it feels like to lose a parent too. I lost my mom when I was 23. My mom had brain aneurysm and she passed away real quick. Yeah. So yeah, anyone who's ever lost a parent or parents, like I feel for you too. So yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. No, that must have been a shock to you just because it was so sudden. It wasn't Yeah, it was unexpected.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
But you know what? Stuff like this, it's so sad and so unfortunate, but it really makes you appreciate your life. It makes you appreciate your loved ones even more. These are things we already know, but it's like, don't take anything for granted. You know, I was like reading this thing. It's like, don't wait to wear like special occasion clothes. Like every day should be celebrated. And it's so true.
Yeah. And you know what, that explains a lot about you too, and like especially like her like Nadia's philosophy about like cutting people out of her life. She's like, well, if you ain't doing it for me, like you're out. And it's kind of like that mentality, right? It's like, I don't know what the next day might come,
Right.
So it's like I don't have the time or the business to be worried about like X, Y, and Z. So you're just like living in the moment.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something I definitely appreciate. I love living in the moment, in the now, because so many times just everyone's lives are so busy. We're always thinking about what are we doing in the next hour? What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing next week? People forget to focus on what's going on right now at this moment, all your five senses. And you know, you just have to appreciate it. Time is something that we don't ever get back. Time is something we all have in common, so you should really appreciate it. Like one thing, I don't know if you notice this, but I always say I love you when I get off the phone. Any of my friends know that, because I don't ever want to leave this earth I don't care if Rissa, I could talk to you 10 times a day and I'll always say I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So, you know, always tell people you miss them, you love them, you appreciate them. You know, don't take anything for granted. And, you know, life is too short to deal with bullshit. So anything that pisses you off, that doesn't bring you joy or happiness, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
And that's real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love you, and thank you.
I love you.
For sharing.
How was your week?
You know, my week's good. Well, this is my birthday week.
Hey, it's your birthday. It's
Exactly.
your birthday. It's your birthday.
It's my 31st birthday. I'm sorry. I'm my 21st birthday.
30s is great, bitch.
I know. I can't complain about my 30s yet. Like, I think last year was a really great year for me. Like, I really felt like things were kicking off in my career, and just, I think in general, I'm having a really great first 2 years of 30. The 30 and then, well, first year. I'm sorry, it's 2 years. The first year of my 30s. And, yeah, and you know, Monday went out to dinner with some groomer friends, and tomorrow is my actual birthday on the 13th, so I'm here with Nadia.
Actually, bitch, your birthday countdown, it's actually in less than 2 hours. It's like an hour, and let me do my math, at 50 minutes.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. Well, there we go. So most likely I'm going to spend my birthday morning, which is 12 a.m. here with Nadia. And then I have a
and
big,
no and then.
Yeah. And then, you know what? It's up in the air. You know, I have some things planned over the weekend. That'll be really fun.
I'm so excited. Don't forget to, if you guys are listening, don't forget, I don't care. It is Arissa's birthday month. Slide in her DM, wish her birthday month. So wish her a happy birthday, like her picture, and happy fucking birthday, babe. For that, we need a ching to that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, all I really want for my birthday is honestly for you guys to rate and 5-star our podcast.
Because,
like, yeah, you know, get us out there. Like, give us some feedback. We love you guys. But please make sure that feedback is 5 stars.
Yeah, we would really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for following us on Instagram, on our YouTube, just the support and love that you guys give. You guys seriously are the best. And also, like, when you say it's all I want for my birthday, you're like, all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe.
Is a 5-star hoe. Yes. By the way, speaking of 5 stars, someone gave us a 1 star but didn't like leave a review.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Well, you can't please everyone, and that's okay too.
Yeah, that's true. But we love the people that are giving us good ratings. We love you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone who has been tuning in. But now we are going to give you what you guys came here to listen to and see, which is Pooch Perfect recap. And this week is Game of Bones and a dog for all seasons.
Guys, when they talked about Games of Bones, this was like
Gays and Bones?
what games?
Did you say Gays of Bones? I think that's like
Games of Bones.
Yeah, I think that's another Pornhub name that you might find.
Not another Pornhub. I cannot do another research. That other one was a fail.
I don't know. You might find Gays and Bones.
I'm gonna research that tonight, and I'll get back to you guys on next week.
That actually sounds like maybe like a true crime episode. On 6060, we have Gays and Bones. Like, that's extremely scary, and I hope that never happens.
By the way, guys, like, this whole challenge was seriously like a nightmare for me. I am not like a mythological. I've never seen like Harry Potter. I've never seen Games of Thrones. I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
That's crazy, girl.
Yeah.
That's so whack. How could you not have seen those movies or read those books?
It's just not my cup of tea. But I like hearing about it. Like, I'm like one of those weirdos. I don't care what episode you're on. I'll just watch it. Like, you could be on Harry Potter 3 and I'll sit and watch it for a little bit. And they're like, no, you got to watch episode 1 and 2. I'm like, I'll just watch it right now.
Okay, so you know what's the best? So I audiobooked all of Harry Potter's books. It's so much better. So if you're working and you like listening to like podcasts or something, listen to the entire like 7 series of Harry Potter. It is so stinking good. I'm sorry, 8 if you count the play. It's honestly like one of the best books ever to like kind of listen to.
Or you can listen to all, is it now our 7th episode?
Yes.
Or you can listen to all 7 episodes of Sippin with my bitches instead.
That too. That's it. That, you know what? I'm not as coiffed as J.K. Rowling is, but yes, definitely listen to us too. So this week for the Immunity Puppertunity Challenge, we have a dog for all seasons. What's up, bitch? You looking at me like you crazy? What do you want to say?
No, I had a that's so Raven moment. Don't mind me.
Yeah. She's looking at me like, what?
Daddy.
What do you want?
No, nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did you fart, Rusty? That smells
Really?
So bad.
Honey, are you gassy? Tell the people. Oh yeah, that was him.
Yeah, it smells like a terrier fart. All right, so the Immunity Puppertunity Challenge this week is a dog for all seasons. Each contestant is assigned a season. We have 4, obviously, which is spring, fall, summer, and winter. They have 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete the task, and the winner goes straight to the finale. I can't believe we're already at the finale. So this is our second to last episode, which is really crazy.
I can't believe it. I remember the first time too, like I couldn't even remember half the people's name, and now I'm just like, this is it?
Yeah, they're like our friends now.
I know. By the way, Deb and Jordan, if you hear this, I was so freaking sad to hear you guys. Yeah, I was devastated.
You missed the departure. I know. I was crushed too.
But you know what, Debs, we still got to make our cookies, so hit me up.
Yeah. Well, me and Naughty were talking about right after we're finished doing this season of Pooch Perfect, which are the recaps. Next season of Sippin' with My Bitches, we are wanting to invite the contestants from Pooch Perfect and do bi-weekly episodes. So that means 2 episodes a month, and we would interview the contestants from the show. So all of your favorite contestants like Gabriel, Deb, and Auntie Jane, the top 4, which are Macy, Risa, and Alyssa. So hopefully they'll come on the podcast. We're going to reach out to you. So hopefully we can make that happen for you guys and give you some really awesome content for the next few weeks and months.
Yeah, so come join us. We would love to have you on.
Yeah, so Nadia, do you want to start with the first contestant?
Yeah. Okay, so first we have Gabriel and Monse. They have the season of summer, and Gabriel was like, oh, when I think of summer, I think of eating fruit on the beach. He's like, and I was like, okay, Tutti Frutti, come on now. So he decided to put fruits on his dog. He had pineapple, he had an orange, he had a watermelon, a banana. But I was dying when they showed the dog on the after. The dog had like this little straw hat in the beach. I was like, oh my gosh, he has his sunglasses on. The fruit's looking so good. I love the 3D pineapple and the stems of the pineapple, the green part. It was more like 3-dimensional. Like I really loved it.
Yeah, the banana peel was really, really creative for me. You know, you see them in the process, and you see Gabriel Sedamon say, "Oh, well, this tail could be the peel," and I was like, "How is this going to be the peel?" You know, so I was really excited to see how he was going to turn the tail into a banana, and it looked really, really awesome. And I think that coat for that dog was super hard to work with. So one thing I give them respect for is creating shapes on a dog that has like that straight kind of wiry texture, but also has that thick coat. It's not a easy dog to work with, but they did make it work. I think there were like a few parts for me that were a little lackluster because obviously I think if it was on a poodle coat, like a curly coat, it would have just looked even more amazing, right? Because you would have like really brought those shapes to life. But because it was a little bit more of like a straighter coat, like some lines looked a little choppy for me, but overall I think they did a really good job. And like I said, like working with that kind of coat can be very, very hard. And plus, one thing that I want to say, Gabriel, you looked so goddamn handsome in that turtleneck and gold chain. I was like, okay, Rico Suave, I see you in that tight ass shirt. Last week Brian was like, he be wearing tight ass shirts though. And he does wear tight ass shirts, and I don't care.
I love it. All his muscles are peeping through, even through that turtleneck.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you gonna read me a poet, like a poetry?
Yeah.
Like he looked like a zaddy.
You know, a lot of my shirts are really tight too, if you can't see, but I also have a little bit of like stomach fat that comes out.
Whatever.
And I'm proud of that too.
This girl has abs of steel. I'm like, Arissa, how does your body look like that? Body, yada, 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 yada.
The 31 definitely comes out now. Things are a little softer in some areas. But you know what? I'm proud of the pizza that I ate today. And I'm proud of the chicken fingers that I ate yesterday. But I'm also really proud that my boyfriend made me vegetable soup today.
Aww.
So that was really nice. So
shout out to Seb.
You know what? You know, you got to give... You know, eat some bad food, eat some good food.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about balance. Yeah, 100%. Like, if I'm going to, like, have something like a cheat meal, I am. But then I'm also going to work out because in your 30s, your body does not bounce back as it did in your 20s. It is not the same.
That's so true. I know.
It's unfortunate.
I should stop doing the late night McDonald's run at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, I'm hungry after a few drinks.
No, just eat it, and then next day just go back eating like a proper meal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have Risa. Her season is fall. They're wanting to do a fall scarf on the dog, maybe add a little pumpkin on the butt. The dog comes out on the runway. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like Auntie Jane's aunt dog. I guess like the silhouette of the dog. So I had a little giggle there. But what I did like was the scarf. I thought the scarf looked really well done and realistic. I really liked how she added the tassels to the hair. Just like Gabriel's dog, he added seashells on the dog. I was like, how the fuck did you add seashells to the dog? And then I was thinking, how the fuck did they add tassels onto the hair? But obviously now I get it. It's most likely rubber bands.
Okay.
Most likely rubber bands. Like, to me, I'm like, where is this magic witchcraft?
She did say that. She's like, how did they put that? And she's like, oh, I see it. The bands.
Yeah.
Bands will make her dance.
Yes.
Bands will make her dance.
Yes. But yes, I thought the scarf looked really well done. There were just, I think it was just the silhouette of the dog that really, really threw me off, which was like the large pumpkin butt, and then it went down into like these skinny legs, and then to like a poof of an acorn. I just didn't think it looked attractive on the dog. That really threw me off. That's really all I have to say about it too.
I didn't like anything about this creative on the fall cut. Only
Not even the
because
scarf?
I did like the scarf. However, I'm like, why is it red and black? I feel like it was supposed to be like a burnt orange, but it appeared more reddish on the screen. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Also, you know what it is? Like, Risa always does like a collared moment for every single dog. So I'm just over. I think I've been saying on each episode, I'm over like her like little collar thing. Even the couture one, you know, she always does like a scarf thing. I just thought it was just too cliche with the pumpkin on the butt. You like stuck some leaves on the dog. But can we talk about Sarah's outfit though? Sarah, girl, I loved your outfit. You are so cute. That is a fall ensemble running down the runway. I was more impressed with Sarah's outfit than the dog.
Right. Bold choice to wear black.
And then she had like a cute little like red skirt. She had a little like cute,
it was like a high-waisted,
it was like a little Clueless moment vibe, kind of fall-esque. I was like, you doing the damn thing, Sarah.
Yeah,
okay.
You go get your pumpkin spice latte, bitch. All right. Well, then next we have Macy and Karina. Their season is spring. And when we think spring, we think flowers and everything pastel. And they had a Bichon with exactly that. They had flowers on the Bichon. Well, they had flowers throughout the body on the Bichon. And honestly, I really loved it. The judges had some harsh things to say, saying that it didn't look spring, that the colors were too bright. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, isn't that what spring is about? Like, it's the flowers blooming. Flowers are freaking colorful. Have you been to the flower fields in California, which is like kind of near San Diego?
Yeah.
Like, there's all different colors of the rainbow there.
Exactly.
I just didn't understand.
I freaking love this dog. Literally, when I saw the dog, I was like, oh my God, so cute. And it had like butterflies and the color application was so bomb. And when they were putting on the color application, I was telling Arissa, I was like, look how neatly they pack it. Like they literally use, I think it's the Glad cling wrap or something. And they make it into like tight little squares, but it reminds me of little like the Tide Pods that you do the laundry. It's so neatly and organized, like with the color application, and it just came out amazing. And I thought it was also so clever. Some of the flowers were bloomed, some of them were still in buds, and I thought it was really creative. Yeah, and I love the color application. It literally reminded me of something in Dr. Seuss and like Whoville, where all like the little like the trees and stuff are all rainbow colored.
Yeah,
it made me super happy.
About like the little Tide Pod like pod things you're saying, I think because Macy is a competitive groomer, like whenever you have a poodle and you're showing it, especially if the dog gets like a continental, like, you know, in the continental, it has like that full head that leads to the back of the body.
Yeah.
So with that, when the dog's hair is so full, you have to part the hair and wrap it. Like almost every week. So we had to do that on Kinka every week because we used to have her in a continental trim. And so you would have to like make these like rectangle or rectangular or square kind of sections and band off each one and wrap it in a like a waxing kind of foil thing, so the hair doesn't get matted. So that's what it reminded me of when she was banding each dog. I was like, that's why she's so good at it. I'm sure she's had to do that like thousands of times on a competition dog.
Yeah, totally. I could see that. Good point.
Yeah, but so yeah, I loved your dog, Macy. I thought it looked super, super, super cute. I just think the judges had to just say something, and they put that on you.
I me gusted it all the fucking way. I loved it.
I me gusted it as well, boo. All right. So next we are going to our final contestant, which is Alyssa, and her season is winter. And she had a black and white dog, which she did not want in the first place because it's a black and white dog. It's hard to really do things that are creative on a black dog. But I know you didn't see last week, but if Macy could make a black dog look like a 70s disco king, Alyssa can do it. That was kind of my thought through the process. I think the dog looked a bit punk rock with like the icicles. It didn't really look like icicles to me. It looked a little bit more like spikes with white tips on it. I would want like the icicles to look a little more like wet and drippy or something instead of just spiky.
I see.
And I think if the blue was just a little bit light blue, kind of what like Dr. Callie Harris said, like if it was more of a pale blue, similar to like Elsa from Frozen, I think that would have gave it more like winter wonderland vibes, right? But because it was such an aqua blue, it didn't give me those winter vibes, but I do see where she was going with the look.
Yeah. You know what? I know I didn't see last week's episode, but I like how Alyssa, she was working with the black spots on the dog instead of going against it.
Yeah.
So I was really interested to see what she was doing. I like the turquoisey color. I just wish she would have used a little more ombre effect. I felt like it was just like one dimensional. I wanted some different color tones or some ombre effect to it. I did like the icicles and the spikes like around the hawks and stuff. I liked it. She made a really good carving of a snowflake cutout, and then she rhinestoned the snowflake cutout, and then she put glitter on the black spots to make it pop. I liked it. I didn't think it was Alyssa and Justin's best, but I feel like for that dog was hard to do.
Yeah.
Like it was a challenging dog, but overall I liked it. I just wish it was a little bit more the color execution for me. But yeah,
I agree with that. It's just, I think I just wanted the dog to look a little more like Kim K wet, like we talked about when she had that icicle dress. Like you just knew that it wasn't really icicle, but it was like more like a water drop. Like you knew that it was water. But when you see an icicle, like you see the frozen crystals, or like some icicles that are kind of like in the midst of being melted, like that, like that texture would just look so beautiful on that dog. And but that's just me. Overall, I think they all did a good job. I think it was here and there each of them could have done.
Yeah, I agree.
But the Immunity Puppertunity Challenge, they only have 2 hours and 30 minutes. So really, what can you do in that amount of time?
I know that is true. Did you see Alyssa and Justin's shirt? It said player 1 and player 2. It was so cute.
I know. They're cute little nerds together.
I love it.
Yeah, 100%. So we have the winner of the Immunity Puppertunity Challenge, who is going on to the finals, which is our boy Gabriel.
And Monse,
yes. Or I like to call him Gabriel Onion.
You know what?
If Gabriel ever does drag, you should take that name that I named for you, Gabrielle Onion. That would be amazing. You could be like a Gabrielle Union impersonator or something, right?
I love it.
Each act is like each in one of her movies, like, you know, like Bring It On or Can't Hardly Wait. That would be an amazing drag show.
I totally agree.
So, Gabriel, can you please start doing drag and be the one and only Gabrielle Onion?
When we have Gabe come on for season 2,
and he'll 100% come on too.
We should dress him as Gabrielle Onion, like what we envision Gabrielle Onion for drag would be like.
Oh my god, that'd be. I don't know if he would come here,
or we could go there. Let's do a little makeover. That'd be hilarious.
That would be really fun.
I want to put him in a sparkly dress.
Or like a Bring It On, the Clovers outfit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, like
Can we all 3 of us be in the Clover outfit?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
100%.
We could do a little cheer too.
Yeah. We are the Tauros, the mighty, mighty Tauros. All right. Well, back to Pooch Perfect, y'all, because you know we have to go on a tangent about something totally unrelated to Pooch Perfect. And we are going straight into the ultimate challenge. Hold on. The ultimate challenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it is all about the game of bones. Yes. And every week we love talking about the music choice. This week it was Everybody Dance Now. Dun, 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 Great song. Gonna make you sweat.
Yeah, I love that song.
Best song in the 90s. I don't know if it was the best song of the 90s, but it was definitely one of them.
Yeah, everyone knew that song.
100%. So it is the Game of Bones challenge, and each contestant is creating a look based on mythological creatures, magical creatures, and basically make it look like a fantasy character. So like Nadia, she told me she is not that bitch. She does not know.
I am so worthless for this challenge.
No, many mythological. So like there's like mermaids and like Medusa, unicorns. Those are all mythological creatures.
Yeah, I'm down with unicorns and Medusa.
Or fairies. I think that's what I would do. I would do a fairy.
I would not do a fairy. I think I would do something darker. Yeah, probably like Medusa or something.
Yeah, I can see you doing Medusa.
Yeah.
But you can totally see me doing a fairy.
100%. You're the most colorful bitch there is.
Yeah. I would totally, do fairies, do fairy wings on the dog, cover the dog in sparkles, and put a tutu on the dog.
That'd be really
That'd
cute.
be so cute.
I like the Yorkie that you did recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Asian fusion where the ear tassels are long with the face. I don't know why I would picture a fairy.
That was the one. Remember the client? He complained about that dog.
I thought that dog was so freaking cute.
He was really, really
cute.
with
the long ear tassels with the round donut kind of muzzle.
Yeah.
I would want that dog to be like a little fairy.
Yeah. He was definitely very cute.
That dog was freaking cute. They tripping.
Yeah, they were tripping. But yes, they are to turn their characters into these magical beings, and they have 4 hours and 30 minutes for the challenge. So first up, we have Macy, and she's doing a griffin on the dog. So Nadia, what's a griffin?
Well, now I know what a griffin is. It's a half eagle body with lion legs. But when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is a griffin? She's like, you never seen Harry Potter? I'm like, no. She's like, oh dear. And I was like, I'm going to be so useless in this challenge. I'm like, you need to pull through. And I'll try to describe it the best that I can. But honestly, I feel like I can't really.
No, that's perfect. It is. It's a bird-bodied lion. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. And then they were talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Karina, she was like, oh, this reminds me of playing Dungeons and Dragons back home. And I'm like, you would.
I have a really funny story on that real quick.
Wizard.
Dude, okay, so I was dating this one guy very briefly, and he's nerdy. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, I'm going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm I'm in his room and I'm on my phone and I'm waiting for him to play, but I just see him chatting with his friends on the webcam. I'm like, when are they going to start this game? They're already a fucking hour in. Are they going to start this game or what? I felt the game is them doing just like make believe of characters. And I was like, are you guys gonna play? He's like, we are playing. And I was like, what the fuck? This is something I would play with my Barbies and G.I. Joes. Like, are you freaking kidding me? But they have to keep track of their characters in their like mystical, magical world.
You know what? Whatever floats your boat, right? If it's part of your community, there ain't no judgments.
I mean, no judgment, but
I do you, boo boo.
I do Dungeons and Dragons in bed, like cosplay, like let's have make believe fun, but not on like a computer screen with my friends. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do this with my zaddy of the day or my man.
Hit it from the back, Gandalf. Wingardium Leviosa. Fly, bitch. Fly onto this deck. Oh, God.
I'm so happy to be back. Okay, so back to Macy and Karina.
Yeah.
I love the dog. They had like this poodle mix and the talon claws.
But before we end on the griffin though, but one thing that Karina, she said that the griffins, they usually drop down on you, and griffins, they drop down on horses that you're riding, and I was like, damn, that's really savage. So like, imagine this big ass fucking bird lion from the sky swooping down and coming to get the horse that you're fucking riding on, right? Swooping in, like killing that horse. That'd be terrifying and very traumatic.
Yeah.
It's like the magpies that I told you about. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember the magpies? They're in Australia. They will swoop down from the heavens and attack your head.
Well, I feel like that's like the same. When I
it's
think
birds. Birds are assholes.
They are. One of my clients, this is a real life story. I can't even make it up. My nail guy, Andrew, he said his Maltese got taken away by like
an eagle,
not an eagle, no, it was a hawk. It was a hawk. He like the hawk came down, took the little white Maltese, and away it went.
Yeah,
and it was so sad.
100%, they'll do that.
I know.
Even to little boys like Rusty here.
Oh, that's why I'm always I'm like, caca, bitches. Like I'm literally always like a protective mother. I'm like, I'm like, don't you even think about it. I'm like, I'll fight you, bitch. You are not taking my baby boy. Rusty mama's got your back.
Yeah. They would take Lola too. She's little, but she's
That's
a bit.
True.
I don't know. She's a bit heavy though.
I think Lola would actually end up attacking them before they
I don't know.
her.
I think if they did take her, they would get a really good meal out of her. You know, she's a chunky. She'd be like, you know, when you eat pork, like the fat belly. What is it called? Pork belly. Like that nice fatty pork. That's Lola.
She's grass fed and
yeah. you cut that bitch open, it is marbleized. You know, lately I've been feeding her so good. Aww. like boiled gizzards, boiled liver, boiled chicken with a little bit of rice, vitamins. I'm like, this bitch is eating good right now. Okay.
Yep.
She's fully marbleized.
But could you imagine they picked up Lola and they're like, oh, she's too heavy to carry, and they just drop her. No, they just drop her. No, like they didn't even get to like pick her up in the air. They're like, oh, she's too heavy, and they just put her back down.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Not from the sky. Not like a parachute.
Really horrible today at work. What? One of my employees was telling the story that I think it was like one of his friends or like someone that he knew. They were at a hotel. And you know, like hotel balconies, you know, sometimes they have those like weird like open gaps in the balcony.
Oh no.
And she was really high up, and she left the balcony door open, and the dog got really excited, and like once she opened the balcony, the dog was like running out. She had two of them. One of the dogs like stopped itself, and the other one just like went through and fell.
Oh, that's so devastating.
I know.
My heart just dropped right now.
I know.
Was it, what kind of dog was it?
It was a Yorkie, so it was like a tiny little thing.
Oh,
I know.
Is it one of your clients' dogs?
No, it's not one of my clients. It was one of my employees. Like it was like either his friend or someone that he knew.
Sad.
I know. I was like, what the fuck?
That's why I'm a helicopter parent. Rusty does not go out of my eyesight. I am that parent.
Yeah.
I don't see my kid, but that's so scary. You know, I feel like especially now since things are more dog friendly, hotels and places, they should really baby proof everything. It doesn't matter if it's a human child or they just need to safety proof everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Dang, tell your friend I said I'm sorry. That's really sad.
Yeah, I know. So that I only thought of that because you were saying Lola falling from the sky, and I was like, that dog.
I literally pictured the bird picking up for Lola and grabbing her like, oh, she's too heavy, and then put her back down and then flying it away. And then it's like, I'm gonna get Rusty.
So yeah, the Griffon. So the Griffin, and the Griffin, that talon on the Griffin that Macy did looked spectacular. That shit looked so good.
Amazing.
Right?
I love also the terrier beard look, the profile on the head that looks like a bird. And you guys killed it on the colorings. I know you guys had to mix your own colors and everything. I love the coloring. However, I did not love the execution of the wings. I just felt like maybe you guys ran out of time from the color, but I just felt like the wings could have been executed a little bit better. Yeah, like
they could have, you know, like when Deb, she did a wing.
Yeah, the Pegasus kind of wing.
Yeah, like, you know, you really saw the divots, like the feathers in the wings, right? To me, like the wing kind of looked like a big bear paw instead of a wing. It could have just added like more dimensions by cutting those kind of like swoops into the coat to make it look like the feathers and then the kind of the actual bone structure of the wing, but I'm sure they just didn't have enough time. Overall though, that leg looked killer.
It looked good, but they could have even airbrushed it a little bit more detail in.
Yeah, I agree. Well, next up we have Risa and her giant bearded collie doodle Jesus Christ, that thing was huge.
Oh my gosh.
And y'all did her wrong on that. I would have been pissed getting that dog.
Oh my gosh. It was funny because they showed Reese's face, and Reese and Sarah, they're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
But honestly, that dog had a lot of coat. I was like, oh my God. I actually felt for them. Like, oh my gosh.
I know.
Like, I was rooting for them on. It was a whole lot of dog to do.
Right.
Shoot. But I really commend you girls for getting through that.
Yeah. And smiling through it, because that's all you can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Risa, her fairy tale chose Little Red Riding Hood. We all know that story of the grandma getting eaten by a wolf. And she had this huge wolf on the butt with the Little Red Riding Hood cape around the front, and then like the Little Red Riding Hood braids. I think the judges' critiques were right about her.
Right.
That I think it didn't. If you saw the dog, it didn't look like Little Red Riding Hood. Like they wouldn't have necessarily thought, oh, this is Little Red Riding Hood. Like you see it on the spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just. The nail didn't hit on the head.
Yeah.
Right. I think the wolf was probably the one thing, because it had that the shower cap on its head that really gave it away. But when you really look at it from the front, I didn't see the bib or the cape really that well, and I'm sure it's because majority of the dog's coat was black.
Mm-hmm. Also, like I said, I'm sick of everything around the neck, around the collar, but it reminded me of Christmas colors. Like, okay, I understand the green, she's trying to make the forest, but hello, a tree has like a bark and a trunk to it. They could have made like the bottoms of the feet at least brown to give it the distinguished look of trees, and kind of put, I don't know, I just felt like they could have done a little bit more. I know it's a whole lot of dog of the coat, but you know, this is the final for making into the final 3. It's like you need to pull out all your like ammo and just get it together, you know? It's like, come on, Sarah, like divvy up the what is it, divide and conquer. Yeah, I just wanted more from them. Like I was like, oh, this Red Riding Hood would have been really cool, but I just felt like it wasn't executed properly.
Yeah, I think it just needed a little more story to her, just something.
But you know what? I actually like the river part. That was my favorite part.
Oh yeah, I thought that was really creative.
Yeah,
like I was like, oh, but there, you know, Reese has really great ideas, you know.
But baby, this is $100,000.
Yeah. So yeah, it didn't do it for me all the way. And third up, we have Gabriel. He had this cute little teeny Bichon and this big old legend of the Amazon forest, the Waitata. It's the Waitata.
Waitata.
I had no idea what a Waitata was.
I have no idea what it is, but it's supposedly a snake that survived a flood and it protects the Amazon.
Yeah. I still need to like look up more pictures of a Waitata. And one thing I just love about Gabriel is I really love his like creativity. Like when I saw the dog, I don't know what a Waitata is, so I couldn't necessarily like look to see like that's it, that's what a Waitata looks like. But what I did see,
what is it called?
Waitata.
Waitata. Next time I go on a dating app, like call me Waitata.
Yeah. You know, so I didn't know what it looked like, but what I did see was this beautifully created masterpiece on this dog.
Yes.
Like that afro looked really cute. Like I loved like the crimp look on the afro with the ombre hair. The one thing that kind of just that shook me to the core a little bit was the white face from the afro, like the blue afro, because it was like in this sea of blue, right? And then you see this white face just emerging out. It kind of looked like a dog emerging from the water. You know, like when you're floating in a pool or something, the rest of your body is kind of underwater while your head sticks out while you're trying to gasp for air. That's what it reminded me of. And I think it like put little like shivers down my spine. I was like, is this dog okay?
Because it's true, because the color is so intense everywhere, like the whole body,
the entire
body. You see like black and all the colors, but then all you see is a little white face, like hello, and it's just
it just pops out.
Yeah. So that's perfectly
like,
well
are
done.
you okay?
I love the color application. I love the whole ombre look. I love the fire on one side and the water ombre. I love the tree trunk. If Risa and Sarah did the tree trunk like Gabriel did on the tail of the dog, I felt like that could have like been it. But I loved, like, literally Gabriel always creates art.
Yeah, he does. And because he's an artist himself, you know, like, I mean, like hand drawing artists, like, have you seen, like, you know? And I think that's one thing that Risa and I'm sorry, that's one thing that Gabriel and Alyssa have in common. Like, they're both artists. Like, they sketch their work, and I'm sure they all sketch their work, but from the little clips that I've seen throughout Pooch Perfect, you see mostly like Alyssa and Gabriel's sketches, like the little quick shots they've done on their notepads. I'm like, oh my God, like, look at them as artists. Like, that's so good.
They're so talented.
Yeah. And that's one thing about grooming, you know, like, you don't need to be a good artist. Like, I'm talking about, like, you know, like drawing artists to be a great groomer, but you need to learn to understand shapes. You need to understand shapes in order to be a good groomer. So one thing that I always teach anyone that learns from me is, if you want to do a cute face, and you want it to make it round, you have to picture a circle in your head.
Yes, exactly.
And if you don't do that, you're not going to get that outcome on the dog. And I'm not the best drawer. Like, I can draw, but I'm definitely someone that can imitate drawings, then think of something to draw. Right. But I can imitate one. I can draw a circle really well. But I think that's like the fundamentals, right? It's just like to be able to envision what that shape looks like in order to bring it to life on a canvas.
100%. I agree. Like, I have to visually think of what I'm about to do, what it looks like. And it's kind of like I scissor around that outline of my visual.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah, 100%. But I thought the dog looked really great overall. The funniest thing, Lisa was like, I don't really see the snake. I think if you were to like add a little more definition to the snake, it would have been great. But overall, I really love your Brazilian snake. And I was like, oh, you dirty girl.
I love Lisa. She's always like horny like me. I'm like, thank you. You're like me and Rusty.
I know, she was showing off them titties too today.
Oh my gosh, Lisa's boobs look so good. She had like a push-up bra. Her boobies look good.
They looked really good. I'm gonna give you snaps, Lisa, for looking like a fine fox.
Yeah. She looked like a whole damn meal.
Yeah,
go ahead,
Lisa,
with your bad self.
She was a snack today. And last up, we have Alyssa, and her mythological creature of choice was a Kirin. And I was like, okay, I know what that is, because I know what Kirin, I love a good Kirin beer, and a Kirin is on that. You know, it's like a deer-like dragon thing.
You know me, this is not my subject. And I was like, what the hell is a Kirin? And Alyssa and Justin were like, this is like a Chinese unicorn. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they said that. They said it better. Yeah. I was like, deer, lion, dragon thing. But the colors looked super colorful and bold. That yellow was super, super out there. And I love that, like, top knot.
Love the top knot.
Because they are one-horned beasts. The Kirin. I thought it was super, super imaginative. When you see it, you're like, Jesus, what is that? So
yeah.
It was super, super creative.
I agree.
But one thing I do agree with the judges, what they said, Jorge, he said, I wish there was more texture to the dog and the colors just weren't so solid. And I agree with that, because I think where it fell flat is there was a part on the dog where she said, oh, well, this is like the scales. And I'm like, where are the scales? And I think if you added that kind of like scaling texture, you would have seen that kind of like dragon feature that the Kirin has, right? Like the Kirin is like this dragon, deer, lion thing. So if they were to add just maybe just a little bit more texture, it would have really brought the groom all like together.
I agree. Like, just a little bit more like of the green spots, and on the stomach, the brown lines. Like, it just was like harsh lines. I wish they were a little bit more texture to it too. I love the freaking goatee. That was like one of my favorite things. It was like this red goatee, and then they did a really good job on like the hand scissoring. It had like the lion's mane. I enjoyed the lion's mane and the goatee.
Yeah, it was cute.
It was really cute.
It was really
Even
cute.
though I didn't know what the heck it was, I'm like, what is that? I want to get to know that. I'm like, explain this to me.
Yeah, we talked about this beautiful dog, but what was even more beautiful that happened is that, Nadia, would you take it away before I just cry on myself?
Oh, I already cried, but yeah, I will definitely take it away. Well, Justin first talks about like how, you know, he saw her. He's like, I have to have her, and he tried to like pursue her. He tried to court her, and he tried to like kiss her.
Yeah,
And
she was not letting that happen.
She was not letting it happen. Like, she was just sitting there.
She was like,
just
I tried to kiss her, and he said it about 4 times. He said like, and I tried to kiss her.
And then I try to kiss her. Yeah, but I love that how Justin never gives up. We love that. And chivalry is not not dead, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not dead.
It's not dead.
Yeah, chivalry is not dead. And you know what? I fucking called that shit, yo.
You did. You said on the last week's episode.
Yeah, no, I think I said it like even like a few episodes beforehand. I was like, I think if Alyssa and Justin win this series, he'll propose to her, but he proposed to her way before. And even like when he proposed to her, he was like, I know you wanted like a storybook kind of story, and I want to give that to you. And I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. And just like their proposal overall, it was just like this like very sweet thing coming from like 2 very sweet individuals. And you could just see like she really had no idea, and she was shocked, and she was like, what are you doing?
I know, it was so cute, like, because Justin asked Rebel for help. He's like, can you help me set this up? So after they judged Alyssa's dog, they're like, oh, Rebel was like, they want to see you back for last critique. And she's like, this is weird, because she didn't see her bae Justin in the back like she always does. And when she's coming down the runway, she sees Justin, she just freezes, and she just looks like a cute little girl. Like, it's like a little girl moment. She's like, what is going on?
Yeah, she had like her hands in her pocket.
Like
Like she was about to be scolded for something.
I know. And then like, oh my gosh, I was in tears. This is, I think besides in one other episode, and it was like our earlier episode, I was like in tears crying. It was so sweet. Congratulations, Alyssa and Justin. I cannot be happier for you guys. The ring is beautiful. Also, okay, I love this part. When they showed the ring part, I love how Justin's fingers were all covered in the hair dye and stuff. And I was like, that's a real man right there, helping his woman, trying to win this $100,000.
Yeah.
Do you ever see that meme with the dog? It's like, I work like this. My hands look like this so my dog can live like this.
No, I have not.
No? That's what it reminded me of. He's like, my hands look like this so I could give you a ring like this.
That's cute.
He's so sweet.
I wonder if next week, because at the top of the episode, when you see Alyssa, it says like Alyssa and Justin, and it says where they're from, and it says dating. So in the next episode, it will say like engaged under their name.
I hope so.
Oh, that'd be so cute. Well, good for them. Like, congratulations to you guys. Like, you both deserve so much love and happiness, and each other. Like, I think, when I think of like perfect couple, right? It's them. Like 100%. They have the same love language. They just seem very compatible.
They make me so happy. I love watching them. Please invite me to your wedding.
Are we invited?
Yeah,
with my
invite
bitches.
us.
Yeah, we'll do commentary like throughout the wedding.
I would love that. You know, like how ABC, they report it live.
Yeah, like the royal
would have
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it'll be a grooming royal wedding for them.
I love that.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's make that happen. And you know what? Alyssa reaches out to me a lot, and she's just like, "Hey, listen to the podcast."
I know, she's so sweet.
I really enjoyed it, and you know, like overall, she's just like such a sweet person. And I really want you on the podcast. Like we said, we're gonna start We want to start interviewing all the contestants, and I really would love to have both you and Justin come on and talk about your experience. That would be super, super fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's it for all of our contestants. I can't believe we have 4 contestants, and it's like, this is it. It's down to the wire. Next week.
It's the final countdown. much.
Yeah, that was good. That was really fun. But yeah, so we're getting down to the wire, and next week is our last episode. And who's going to be joining Gabriel in the finals, Nadia?
Okay, best in show goes to Macy and Karina.
Yes. Brr, 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 brr. Congratulations, Macy and Karina. You guys definitely deserve to be in the final three. Like,
yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, Macy's a phenom groomer, and plus, like, she really does have a great person beside her, Karina. Like, she helps her through like everything. Karina is not a groomer, guys. Like, she is mixing color.
I know,
like,
it blows my mind.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm like, to get that like rich color from the eagle. I was like, that's talent. Okay.
I've really enjoyed their friendship and just watching them as a team throughout the show. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see them in the final.
Yeah, their bond is something really, really cool. And who won't be joining Macy, Karina, Gabriel, and Monsi is Risa and Sarah. And you know what? You kind of saw it on their face. Like, when they were about to announce the loser, you just see Sarah's face, and she's like, this the role for me.
They knew. They're like,
she was like, honey boo boo child, this is my time to go. And you saw it on her face.
Risa too. Risa's like, just say my name already, god damn it.
But at the end of the day, they really did their hardest and their best on this show. Risa mentioned that she's never competed in dog shows before or dog competitions, and this was the first time she's done that. And just to see like how far you can push yourself is something of a great feat in itself, and that is true. Like, putting yourself out there as a competitor is huge, and for this platform of a million people watching
on
you
national
television, like,
first time ever.
Yeah.
Any grooming is acknowledged.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
amazing.
And I think you did really well, and I've always been a fan of your work, Risa. I think you do great sculpting techniques. I think you're a fabulous Asian fusion groomer. So you should be really proud of what you did. I wish that more of that aspect was able to shine in this competition. Say that if this competition wasn't all freaking creative grooming, because majority of the show is creative grooming, and I feel like they didn't give avenues for the other kind of niches within dog grooming, which is more like breed standard or
Asian fusion, or like salon freestyle, like different. There's so many different categories they could have done, but this was solely focused on creative grooming.
Exactly, and it forced the contestants to kind of like stay in this one lane, right?
I agree,
and I think that's hard for some people because their strengths lie in other aspects of grooming.
Yeah, I agree. But honestly, I'm really proud how far Risa and Sarah have come along. Final four, that's really amazing. Like, first of all, gang, being in the girl gang. So definitely like props for that. And also, I've really enjoyed getting to know a little bit about Risa and Sarah, and also I've really liked Sarah's makeup and outfit choices throughout the show too.
Yeah, Sarah's been a really good friend of the podcast as well.
Yeah,
she's been hitting us up, and we love you, girl. So hopefully we can have you both on the podcast and talk about your experience because we'd love to hear from you as well. Yeah. Well, that concludes episode 7 of Pooch Perfect and Sippin with My Bitches. We have one more episode of this season left before we really start digging into season 2, which is talking to the contestants, which I'm really excited to do, and hopefully that they'll even come on the podcast. We haven't asked them yet, but I have a feeling that most of them will come.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope so too. And I hope you guys are just as excited. Let us know. Slide into the DMs. Let me know what you guys would want us to ask them. Yeah. We want to make this super fun, and we have a couple tricks up our sleeves, what we're going to maybe do for some of the future future episodes.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing to ask, Nadia. It's like, yeah, so like, what do you want to hear from the contestants? So if you go to our Instagram, like under our pictures, or just even send us DMs. I think DMs might be better.
Yeah,
send us DMs of like what you would want us to ask the contestants. Some really fun in-depth interview questions would really help us out, and it would be great for you because then you get to like listen to
the questions you ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or even like give us fun ideas, like what kind of game should we play with them?
Yeah,
like
that'd be
let
cool.
us know. Please let
like
us
groom
know.
on the spot games. Like, what would you do if
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or like maybe we should have like a fuck, marry, kill. Like
what
fuck, marry.
that?
Oh, you never played fuck, marry, kill?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna play one right now. So fuck, marry, kill. So you're gonna you have to so I'm gonna say Lisa Vanderpump, Jorge Badinsky, or Dr. Callie Harris. You have to fuck one, kill one, and marry one.
Oh, fuck. This all sucks. I would definitely marry Lisa Vanderpump.
Okay.
I would definitely fuck Dr.
Callie
Harris.
Uh-huh.
And then I would definitely kill Jorge.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I would fuck Lisa Vanderpump.
Okay.
I would marry Dr. Callie Harris and kill Jorge Badinsky.
Oh, okay then. At least we have the kill in common.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, fuck, marry, kill is very, very fun.
Yeah, that is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have a really...
Oh, you know what we should do?
What?
Have you ever seen James Corden where they do, it's like they have to eat like weird things if you don't want to answer it. But it's kind of like fuck, kill, or marry. It's similar to this, but it's like, would you rather? And then we ask like fucked up contestants like who was like the worst like person to deal with on the show. You know what I mean?
That's if they'll go there.
Yeah.
I think we'll ask that and see if they will
We'll
go
do
there.
shots. We'll do shots.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be really fun. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll get creative.
Yeah.
But guys,
But that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
So leave those suggestions in our inbox because we would be so happy to hear them.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And bitch, before we leave, we have to do your first birthday on Sippin' with My Bitches. Burr, 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 burr. I'm about to light the candle. Hold on.
Oh my God. You're so sweet. Thank you for giving me a birthday cake.
Of course, I have to do it right.
Oh, guys.
Happy birthday to ya.
Hey.
Happy birthday to ya.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
All
right, make a wish.
I'm gonna make a wish.
Ooh, she's thinking, ladies and gentlemen. She is getting her wish on. Lolo's looking at that cake like, bitch, I want to eat that cake. Yeah! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to me.
Happy
Thank you,
31st.
fam.
And also,
Oh,
don't
thank you,
forget-
Rusty.
Yeah, no, Rusty just came over.
Thank you, Rusty.
Get the headphones down. But make sure you guys DM Arissa, comment on our pictures, make sure you give us 5-star likes, and just wish my best friend, my sister, a fucking happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, fam. Thank you for listening. And thank you, Nadia, for just being you, showing up, and just you're just the sweetest person. I love you. Come
Of
here.
course, even though.
Come here.
Mwah. I love you. Okay, so we're going to close it off.
We don't have anything. This is bad luck. This is bad luck.
Okay, hold on. Let me get some filler. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't done like an intermission break to ching ching.
Oh yeah, so this is our ching ching thing. Well, cheers to you. Cheers to me.
Cha-ching.
Cheers to good long friendship.
Ooh, yeah, we needed that.
And on that,
happy sippin', bitches.
Cheers. Love you.